Okay, this is homework for Thursday, April 21st. You're doing page 33, number 15. This is like my fourth time trying to do this video, thanks to my dog. Alright, we have a situation of a class selling pennants and flags. They earn $1 per pennant and $6 per flag. They sell a total of 50 items and they make $115. So A is asking us to write two separate equations. And I know these are going to be in standard form because it's giving me two variables. $1 per pennant, $6 per flag. So that right away shows me it's going to be in slope-intercept form. So my first equation is going to be $1 per pennant plus $6 per flag equals $115. Okay, so you have to make sure you understand what this means. The 1 means the dollar, that means amount they make per pennant, plus the $6 they make off each flag, and all together they made $115. Then the next equation has to do with the 50 items. So all together they sold a certain amount of pennants and a certain amount of flags to sell 50 items total. So that means a certain number of pennants, P, plus a certain number of flags, F, makes 50 items total. So there's my two equations. Now B is asking how many pennants and how many flags were sold. So this is asking for the solution to the system. So at what point will these two equations be the same? Like how many pennants and how many flags were sold in order to make $115 and in order to sell 50 items total. So what we have to do, and it's kind of messy, I tried graphing this first and it got even more messy. So we're going to do the long way by taking both equations and then turning them into slope-intercept form so that we can set them equal to each other. So here's my first equation and my second equation. And I'm going to show you how to turn them into slope-intercept form. So remember, slope-intercept form has the y on one side. So in order to do that, sorry, I used x and y here instead of p and f. Okay, so I need to get the f by itself, which means I need to move the 1p. So on both sides, I'm going to subtract 1p. And I have to offset it because I cannot subtract 1p from 115. They're not like terms. I end up with 6f equals 115 minus 1p. And then to get rid of the 6, I have to divide by 6 on both sides. So the 6 goes away. I'm left with f. Now this means I have to do 115 divided by 6 and negative 1 divided by 6. So 115 divided by 6 is 19.17, and I'm rounding up there. And then negative 1 divided by 6 is negative 0.17p. Okay, so now I have that in slope-intercept form. I got to do the other one. Again, I'm going to subtract p on both sides and offset it. I end up with f equals 50 minus p. Okay, so they're both in slope-intercept form where f, they're both equal to f. F equals this and f equals this. That means these two parts are equal to each other. So I can take both this part here and set it equal to this part. So I'm going to do that now. I have 19.17 minus 0.17p equals 50 minus p. Okay, now to solve I need to move p to one side. I'm going to add 1p, so those go away, and add a p. Now 0.17p plus 1p gives me 0.83p, and bring down what's left on both sides of the equation. Okay, now I still want to get P by itself. I'm going to subtract 19.17 on both sides. I'm left with 0.83P equals 30.83. Now I have to divide by 0.83 on both sides. Now this is where it gets tricky because I end up with like 37.1, but I can't have 0.1 of a pennant. So I just round it down to 37. So I have 37 pennants is my P, and I'm going to shrink this so I have room for the rest of it. Of course that messed up all my other stuff. Okay, so now I have to, that's weird. Now I have to plug P in to one of my original equations, which are now all messed up here. It's really weird. Let's rewrite those. It was 1P plus 6F equals 115, or P plus F equals 50. Okay, so now that I know what P is, I need to substitute that back into one of my equations to solve for F. The easiest equation would obviously be this one. So I'm going to plug that in. So I have 37 plus F equals 50. To solve for F, I need to subtract 37 on both sides. I end up with F equals 13. So my solution to the system of equation is 37, 13, which means when they sell 37 pennants and 13 flags, they make $115 and they sell a total of 50 items. I'm going to prove to you that's correct. You don't need to copy this down, but watch. I'm going to plug my solution back into my equations to prove that they are right. So the first equation, 1, and then it says 37 pennants plus 6 times 13 flags equals 115. 1 times 37 is 37. 6 times 13 is 78. And 37 plus 78 is 115. So that works. And then also I can do 37 plus 13 equals 50. And that is correct. 50 equals 50. So I found my solution, 37 and 13. And then I plugged those back into my two equations just to make sure they were right. So when they sell 37 pennants and 13 flags, they are selling 50 items and make $115. Okay, what I expect from you is to have the two equations written and to copy down my work here. I'm sorry this got messed up, but I hope you copied it before I messed it up. And that's how you get credit for today's homework. Okay, I will see you tomorrow.